Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we have ourselves some not so great Ninjago news coming at us from Netflix, at least in terms of Netflix US. Not sure what it's like for other territories, other countries out there, but in terms of the United States Netflix, obviously, as I'm sure you guys know, they added Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 on release day after a lot of speculation that Netflix would not have the episodes. They did, they had them. However, they added Dragons Rising Season 3, but they took away a lot of other Ninjago seasons that were already on the platform. Previously, they had almost everything related to Ninjago, with the exception of the pilots and Day of the Departed, but now following this removal of a lot of Ninjago seasons, the entire Oni trilogy has been removed, so seasons 8, 9, and 10. Also missing are the Island, Seabound, and Crystallized. Those seasons are also nowhere to be found on Netflix. We still have seasons 1 through 7, we have season 11, 12, and 13, but that's it. Pretty much half of the Ninjago seasons on Netflix have been removed, and we have no idea why. Netflix should definitely get on restoring those seasons, because it's like, what gives? Why would you add a new Ninjago season and then take away a whole bunch of other ones? It really doesn't make much sense, and I really hope that Netflix does eventually re-add these seasons onto its platform. And, well, Netflix definitely should restore the lost seasons of Ninjago that they took away. There is an alternative in the form of Peacock if you really wanted to watch the episodes that are missing from Netflix on streaming somewhere. Peacock pretty much has everything Ninjago related. Not like literally everything from what I remember, but a fair bit of Ninjago, especially when it comes to the seasons that are now missing from Netflix. Again, just in the US from what I've seen. Now, Peacock, Ninjago is a little bit difficult to manage. Some seasons are mislabeled, some are correctly labeled, like Ninjago Crystallized right here. This is the entirety of Ninjago Crystallized, that is correct. But when you take a look at something like this, that should be Sons of Garmadon, right? Because of the Sons of Garmadon banner. You click on it, Prime Empire, just kidding, it's Hands of Time. So, you know, that's not really helpful there. The Peacock Ninjago seasons are pretty much messed up, but they do have a lot of Ninjago seasons that are gone from Netflix now, like Ninjago Seabound is on here. You can watch all of Ninjago Seabound on Peacock. What else is on here that's missing? March of the Oni is on here. That was one of the seasons that was missing from Netflix. The entirety of March of the Oni is on here. This one right here is actually Sons of Garmadon, so that whole season is on here. Long story short, basically every season that was removed from Netflix is on Peacock. Even stuff like The Island. The Island is properly labeled. All 4 episodes of The Island are on here. Obviously, the biggest stuff that was gone from Netflix was the Oni trilogy. That stuff is still on here. This is not Hunted. That's Possession. Again, these things are labeled extremely awkwardly. It's hard to tell what season is what. This should be Hunted. Nope, that's Skybound. This one right here is Ninjago Hunted. Every episode of Ninjago Hunted is on Peacock as well. And yeah, like I said, the only downside about using Peacock is everything, or most stuff, is not labeled correctly. Luckily, they do have Day of the Departed, which Netflix actually does not have and hasn't had for a while. I'm not sure if they have the pilots on here. I don't think they do. They also don't have Dragons Rising Season 1 for whatever reason. It just starts at Season 2. So again, while Peacock doesn't have everything that Netflix had, they definitely have the stuff that Netflix just got rid of, again, for whatever reason. Like I said, it is kind of a shame that Netflix did remove all of that Ninjago content, though. I don't know why they did it. Maybe it's a licensing issue. Maybe they just had too much Ninjago on the platform, felt the need to declutter. I mean, they only got rid of some really awesome seasons when they did that, but you know what I mean, right? It still sucks that that happened, and Netflix used to be like the big hub for almost everything Ninjago related, and now it's just nothing. Now, if I had it my way, I would have LEGO make every season available on YouTube now. I think that would just be acceptable. Every season is on their channel. However, a lot of those seasons are region locked, so a lot of them are not available in the US, or they could always go back to making Ninjago DVDs. In the US, they stopped making Ninjago DVDs with Sons of Garmadon. That was the last season to be released on physical media. Maybe they should go back to making more physical media for Ninjago. I've been asking for years for a big Ninjago box set featuring every single season on DVD or even better Blu-ray, but I know that's just wishful thinking at this point. They probably will never do that. They should, but they probably won't. And also, really quick before we wrap up today's video, I figured I would just cover this news right here. This is some news from yesterday as of the time of recording this video, but we do have an update surrounding the Shatter comic, which has kind of been in limbo at the moment since a lot of the individual issues 3 through 5 more specifically were canceled in terms of individual releases. We have a new article yet again confirming that a new graphic novel collection will be released featuring issues 1 through 2 plus the 3 unreleased issues. That entire collection is still coming out in one comic, in one singular book, featuring all 5 issues, which of course we have known about for a while. Nothing really too new there. However, it is nice to see, again, more of a confirmation that Shatter is still coming out in some way, shape, or form, and while the individual issues will probably never be released for issues 3 to 5, they will all be included in this one collective book, which I have had pre-ordered for a long time. In terms of when this releases, I believe they said late May. Yeah, physically late May, May 28th, and then digitally on June 10th. We also have some little previews here for Shatter. Feel free to pause and look at these if you would like. The artwork continues to impress me. I love the Shatter comic. I loved the first 2 issues, so this stuff is definitely exciting for me personally. I will say it's nice that we are getting this comic still, because a lot of the lore surrounding the Forbidden 5 takes place in this comic. Again, Shatter is a canon Ninjago comic. It does count towards the storyline, and it's nice to finally see this series being released in some way. Again, late May for the physical release, and early June for the digital release of the collective Shatter book that contains issues 1 through 5. The entire series. So overall, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Again, it's a very big shame that Netflix removed a lot of the Ninjago seasons out there. I think that's just absolutely dreadful. Fortunately, again, you can use Peacock as an alternative, but unfortunately, it's Peacock. No one wants to use Peacock, but that's pretty much what we are working with as Ninjago fans at the moment. Would love it if Netflix would restore those missing Ninjago seasons, and also hopefully you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on the new Shatter news as well. But with all of that being said, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's video. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.